Sophia Bennett was 7 years old when she first heard the name Lucien Russo. She was hiding beneath the grand dining table in her father's mansion, while powerful men argued above her. One of them slammed his fist against the wood. "Russo is a monster," another replied. "He wipes out entire families." Her father, Victor Bennett, leaned forward and said something Sophia would never forget. "If Lucien Russo ever gets close to my daughter, I'd rather see her dead than in his hands." The room fell silent. From that day forward, fear grew inside Sophia. She imagined Lucien Russo as a devil walking among men, the destroyer of families, the reason widows cried themselves to sleep, the enemy of her father. And in Sophia's world, her father was everything. At least, that's what she believed. Years passed. Sophia grew into a beautiful young woman with her mother's kindness and her father's stubborn pride. But unlike Victor Bennett, she hated violence. She hated the bloodshed surrounding her family's empire. She hated pretending they were respectable business people when everyone knew they were criminals. Yet she loved her father, because despite his darkness, he had raised her alone after her mother mysteriously disappeared when Sophia was a child. Whenever she asked what happened, Victor always gave the same answer: "Your mother abandoned us." Sophia wanted to believe him, but something never felt right. Then one night, everything changed. Sophia accidentally discovered a hidden room inside her father's mansion. She wasn't looking for secrets. She was searching for old family photographs. Instead, she found files, documents, photographs, evidence. The deeper she looked, the colder she became. Her hands started shaking because every document pointed to one horrifying truth. Her mother hadn't abandoned them. She had been murdered, and the order had come from Victor Bennett himself. Sophia stared at the papers, unable to breathe, unable to think, unable to accept what she was seeing. Then she heard a voice behind her. "Put those down." Her father, standing in the doorway, watching her, his eyes were completely emotionless. For the first time in her life, Sophia was afraid of him. "Dad!" she whispered. Victor sighed, a disappointed sigh, the kind a man makes when something inconvenient happens. "You weren't supposed to find this." Tears filled Sophia's eyes. "You killed her!" Victor's face remained calm. "Your mother became a liability." Sophia felt her heart shatter. "She was your wife." She was weak. The words hit harder than any slap. Sophia backed away. The man she loved, the man she trusted, the man she called father, was gone. Or maybe he had never existed. Victor slowly pulled out his phone. Then he said words no daughter should ever hear. "Take Sophia out of the house." Sophia froze. Victor looked directly into her eyes. "I'm sorry it came to this." Then he walked away, leaving his men to kill her. Sophia ran. Pure instinct took over. She sprinted through hallways, down staircases, through the gardens. Gunshots exploded behind her. Men chased her into the darkness. Her lungs burned, her vision blurred. Then a black SUV crashed through the gate. The passenger door flew open. A deep voice shouted, "Get in." Sophia recognized him immediately. Even though they had never met, Lucien Russo, the monster, the devil, the man she had feared her entire life. Sophia hesitated. Another bullet struck the pavement beside her. Lucien grabbed her wrist and pulled her inside. The SUV roared away, leaving death behind. For several minutes, neither spoke. Sophia sat trembling. Lucien drove silently, one hand on the wheel, the other resting beside him. Calm, controlled, dangerous, exactly what she expected. Finally, she turned toward him. "Why did you save me?" Lucien didn't answer. She laughed bitterly. "Planning to kill me yourself?" His jaw tightened. "No." "Then why?" A long silence followed. Then he said quietly, "Because I couldn't let him hurt you." Something about the way he said it made Sophia uncomfortable, as if those words carried years of hidden pain. Over the next few days, they remained hidden inside a remote cabin in the mountains. Sophia expected cruelty. Instead, she found kindness. Lucien cooked for her, protected her, stayed awake at night, guarding the cabin. Every time she had nightmares, he was there, never touching her, never crossing a line, just making sure she was safe. And slowly the image she had carried her entire life began to crack. The monster didn't exist. The devil didn't exist. The truth was far more complicated. One evening, Sophia finally asked the question haunting her. "Did you kill innocent people?" Lucien stared into the fire. "Yes." The honesty shocked her, but not for pleasure. "Does that matter?" "No." He looked at her. "But I won't lie to you." For the first time in her life, Sophia met a dangerous man who refused to pretend he was good. And somehow, that honesty felt safer than all her father's lies. Days turned into weeks. The tension between them became unbearable. Every glance lingered too long. Every conversation felt charged. Sophia hated it because she knew she was falling for the one man she was supposed to despise. Then one night, everything exploded. Lucien returned from a meeting covered in blood. Sophia ran toward him, terrified. He grabbed her shoulders. "I'm fine." She burst into tears. Without thinking, she threw her arms around him. Lucien froze, as if even breathing had become dangerous. Then very slowly he wrapped his arms around her. The world disappeared. Neither moved. Neither spoke. And for one impossible moment, they forgot who they were. When they finally pulled apart, Lucien looked tortured. "Sophia." "What?" "You need to stop looking at me like that." Her heart raced. "Like what?" His voice broke. "Like I'm someone you could love." The confession shattered every wall between them. Sophia stared at him. "Why?" Lucien closed his eyes, because the truth terrified him. When he finally spoke, his voice was barely audible. "Because I've loved you for years." The room fell silent. Sophia's breath caught. "What?" Lucien looked away. "I met your mother before she disappeared." Sophia froze. "Your mother used to bring you to a small park outside the city." He smiled sadly. "You fed birds every Sunday." Sophia remembered. Vaguely. A distant childhood memory. "I saw you there." His eyes found hers, and I never forgot. Years! He had loved her for years. Long before she knew his name. Long before fate pushed them together. Sophia kissed him, and Lucien kissed her back like a man who had waited an eternity. But happiness never lasts in their world. The next morning, Victor Bennett found them. His army surrounded the cabin. The final battle began. Gunfire tore through the forest. Explosions echoed through the mountains. Lucien fought like a man possessed. Not to win, to protect Sophia. Finally, he stood face to face with Victor Bennett, father and enemy, both armed, both bleeding. Victor laughed. "You really think she belongs with you?" Lucien's expression never changed. "She belongs to herself." The words stunned Sophia, because her father had spent her entire life treating her like property. Lucien never had. Victor raised his gun. Lucien fired first. The bullet struck Victor's chest. Silence fell. Victor collapsed. His empire died with him. Sophia rushed forward. Despite everything, tears streamed down her face. He was still her father. Victor looked up at her one last time. Then he smiled, a cruel smile. "You still don't know the truth." Sophia frowned. "What truth?" Victor coughed blood. Then he laughed. "Ask him what happened to your mother." And with those words, Victor Bennett died. Sophia slowly turned toward Lucien. Fear returned. Not fear of the monster, fear of the answer. "Lucien?" His face went pale. What happened to her? For the first time since meeting him, Lucien looked broken. Completely broken. Tears filled his eyes. "I didn't kill her." Sophia waited. "Then what happened?" Lucien swallowed hard. "She asked me to help her escape." Sophia's heart stopped. What? Your father wanted her dead. Lucien's voice shook. I got her out. Hope exploded inside Sophia. She's alive? Lucien nodded, then whispered the words Sophia had dreamed of hearing her entire life. Your mother is alive. Months later, Sophia stood on a quiet beach. The ocean stretched endlessly before her. A woman slowly approached, older, gentler, but unmistakable. Her mother. The reunion broke them both. Years of pain. Years of loss. Years stolen by Victor Bennett. Finally ended. As Sophia watched her mother laugh through tears, she felt something she hadn't felt in years. Peace. Lucien stood nearby, giving them space. Sophia walked back to him. Why didn't you tell me sooner? He smiled sadly. Because I wanted you to choose your own future before I became part of it. Sophia took his hand. For the first time. Not as a fugitive, not as a victim, not as a daughter trapped between two worlds, but as a woman choosing her own life. The man she had feared became the man who saved her. The enemy she hated became the love she never expected. And the monster she was taught to fear was the only person who had been protecting her all along.